you think about it across all the screens, and depending on which screen is best at delivering which content that we're looking for, or, in certain instances, I need to be on, on the computer, on the tablet, and on the phone. We'll use Google search, for example. If someone's searching for auto insurance across any of those platforms, I need to be there. Now that, so that's just one example. Now when you talk about video, I look at a lot of different factors of, there's cost, because relatively on video you're delivering the same message to a certain extent across each one of those, and I have to figure out which way is the best way to deliver the message. Certainly there's screen size. My creative group, and the creative team, they like to see the ad as big as possible, and because that's the way the ad was usually created. It was created for the bigger screen. Okay. And so if I'm not going to do special creative, then I got to figure out where's the best place to put it. And then it comes down, and then it's about target audience. If I know I'm looking for younger consumers, I know that more younger consumers are moving online, so I'm going to look at online opportunities to put my video there. They're certainly all about brand recognition. I mean, we're in a very, very competitive category. It is, State Farm's been the leader in the auto insurance category since 1942, so we're on 70 years. Nobody wants to give up our category leadership, and under my watch, it's not the plan to do so. So, what we're trying to do is reach different audiences with different types of messages. The messages are primarily to either, one, tell people why they should consider State Farm, or two, remind all the consumers out there that already have State Farm why they have us, and what makes us and our agents and the way we go about doing business better than the other guys. I'm not saying that all of our television or video advertising is only about branding. We certainly do some DR spots. We certainly do spots that are much more about the sale than it is just about the brand. But again, it's in today's world now, where you can literally go from the television, someone's got the computer sitting on their lap or the tablet sitting on their lap, they can go right to our website and get a quote. So there is definitely opportunity for people to purchase our products. So, the more we can entertain or get people to consider State Farm that might not have considered us before and get them further down the purchase funnel, that's what everything's about. That's what we're trying to do. We want people to talk about the State Farm brand. We're dealing in a very competitive environment where we're dealing against green geckos, cavemen, ladies with bouffant hair doing red lipstick, or the guy who played the President of the United States on the TV show 24. Right. I mean, it's a very character-driven category, yet we are not very character-driven. We are driven by our agents. Our agents are our spokespeople. Certainly we have some celebrities in our ads, or we do entertaining, kind of funnier ads, because we want people to understand that the State Farm brand is for them. We are not just a stodgy old insurance company, but that it's been around for 20 years, 70 years. Well, we're actually in our 90th year this year, but we are a brand for them. And so, we look at, we now have such an array of media environments. We try to match the message to the medium in which we're placing it. A spot with Aaron Rodgers, the Packers quarterback, we know works better when you play it in football or you play it in the sports environment. It doesn't resonate as well outside of that. So we're looking at all that information. We're looking at all the data out there that talks about what resonates best with which consumers, and utilizing that to drive our placements. You don't have the same type of volume of opportunities in the multicultural markets that you do in the English language market at this time, but it's going to get there. Right now, when you have two major networks in the Hispanic market that command so much audience, that you're not looking for other places. But in the U.S. in the general market audience, where viewing's getting splintered, where one rating is a okay rating on network television nowadays, you are looking at different places where people are going and where the content is. Certainly there's cultural cues. Certainly people like to see themselves in advertising. We take that into account. We do special advertising for the Hispanic market, as we do for the African American and Asian markets, especially when there's a language barrier. African American, not so much. You're definitely playing more in the general audience marketplace, but there are shows that definitely skew that way, and obviously television networks that do also. So, we definitely look at it, we take it into account, but it's becoming a bigger melting pot. And as the new census has come out, there's just more people in the same pot now, especially as the Hispanic market, which is younger and is becoming more acculturated. There's not that much differential anymore. I don't know if there's one platform. I think what we're talking a lot about is about people using multiple platforms at the same time, and I think that's where things are heading. I know, my personal experience is more, I can do one thing at one time. I'm not very good at multitasking. I look over at my wife, who's relatively in the same age group, and she's out there doing, she's on her iPhone, she's on the Mac, she's doing something else, she's on the internet doing other things while we're watching a show. So it's that's the way things are heading. I think as people create more and more things where there is this simultaneous use and there's a consumer benefit to be, doing something on the tablet while they're watching a show from a social TV standpoint where they can, communicate with other people, whether they're their friends or whether they're just other fans of the show. I think there's going to be a benefit to that. It's just how big that's going to be, I'm not sure yet.